WRS.
All right, let's check the market. Scott Crothers and Stephen Nicholas. Good morning. Hope you had a good weekend, but it's back to the grindstone. A little bit of a down day on Wall Street. What was the story?
Yes, we did. Friday, the Dow lost 20 points, closed at 20,915 in light trading. Utilities, industrials were higher for the day, but financials and healthcare stocks sold off. We were up for the week, mostly due to the big gains on Wednesday. The yield on the 10-year U.S. Treasury was lower and closed at 2.5%. So, all in all, not a bad week.
Hey, let me ask you a question. When they say P and E, what does P and E mean when you're talking about a stock?
Just the price-to-earnings ratio. So you just take the price of the stock and divide it by the earnings of the stock, and you get the P/E ratio.
So what's a good P/E ratio? I guess anything positive, or the higher the better, right? I guess.
Well, I mean, somewhat. You'd like the P/E ratio to be about the same as the growth rate. So if a stock's growing at 15%, maybe it's traded at 15 P/E.
Oh, I
see.
And
a nice situation.
And that's what they say. Sometimes it is growing. It's growing more or less than its price to earnings ratio. Is that the deal?
Sure.
They say that sometimes. Okay. All right. Good to know. All right. School is in session. Let's get to some stock. Intel. What are we hearing from them?
Intel started shipping its newest chip. The chip called 3DX Point is 1,000 times faster than the NAND flash chip. It took 10 years to make. It uses both flash memory and traditional memory to seamlessly work together to give the user a better experience. So, new chip, 1,000 times faster.
1,000 times faster than the chips we're using now.
Yeah, I guess than the NAND flash chip.
Wow. All right. That's pretty amazing. What are we hearing from?
And your computer's still not any faster. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm still as slow as I've ever been. GM. What are we hearing from them?
GM is testing a subscription service for its vehicles. It is only a test right now, but participants can pay $1,500 a month and choose from 10 models. They can switch models up to 18 times a year. So if you need an SUV one week and a Cadillac the next week, you can do it with this program.
$1,500 a month?
Yeah, it sounds kind of expensive, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sounds really expensive. That's GM. What are we hearing from Puerto Rico?
It's a new fiscal plan for Puerto Rican bonds. Dropped the price of their bonds, hitting some mutual funds pretty hard. The past week, the value of some Puerto Rican bonds fell by 9%. Some big names like Franklin Oppenheimer have a good amount of these bonds in their portfolios. At this time, it's a paper loss, but investors need to be aware of what they're holding. So,
That's interesting. All right, so watch that. Markets today, what are we thinking?
Today, the Dow looks off 20 points on the futures right now. It's a light day today with most talk about the G20 meetings. We will get a few economic reports and a few earnings reports later in the week.
All right, Scott Crothers and Stephen Nicholas. Have yourself a good day. Look at those P&E ratios and come back and tell us all about it tomorrow.
Sounds good, McGraw.
All right. 640 here, Big 550 KTRS. We find ourselves in the midst of a heroin epidemic all around the country. And while many people don't like to admit it, the truth is it's not getting any better. But where do you find yourself needing help? That's the question.